care for you for life.
34 degrees, we're at 7:44. KNEB News Extra is presented by Intralinks. Here's Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. Our guests today are 3 employees of the Regional West Medical Center. We have pharmacist Nancy Sloan here. She is the Assistant Director for Clinical Services. And we also have a couple of nurses here, Marilyn Stoddard, who's the discharge nurse for critical care and congestive heart failure. Hopefully you won't get to know Marilyn very well. And Kim Meininger is the clinical coordinator and educator for surgical services as well. All right, so we're going to talk today about the need to have a list of your medications with you at all times. And Nancy is going to start out. She's the pharmacist in the group, and you're going to talk about just how simple it is to get this done, right? At home especially.
Well, actually, it's kind of a hard task to do, but the whole process is called medication reconciliation, and this means that the doctor can compare your home medications to the medications in the hospital, or he's going to reconcile them. So you need to make a list of your meds at home,
Right.
Keep it up to date, call your pharmacy if needed, and this is for your safety. And if you use one pharmacy, you can get all of this information consolidated.
All right, that's pretty easy to do. And let's hand the microphone back to Nancy just real quick. I'll ask her a couple questions here. All right, so how many people actually have a card that they actually put in their wallet and do what you just said to do?
Sure.
Probably not all that many, right?
No, I'd say there's a good 10% that have a good list with them and know their medicines. There's another large percentage that knows where to get their information, so they can direct us to the right pharmacy, the right clinic, Cousin George, whatever. And then there's a huge percentage that just really does not know what they're doing with medicines at home.
Yeah, they just take pills and they don't really know what it is, or maybe their wife is the one that's in charge of that.
Yes,
Make sure they
that
got all the
happens.
pills,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so I'm one of the fortunate ones, since I had some health issues here a few years back, that I actually have a card in my wallet, so I know exactly what I'm supposed to be taking, and I can hand it to everybody when I go to the doctors. And knock on wood, I haven't been to very many doctors the last couple of years. Okay. All right, so we go to Kim Meininger now, and she's going to tell us what to do when you go to the hospital or go to your doctor.
It is so important to bring that list or that card that you have of your medications to the hospital. And it doesn't matter if you have an appointment with a physician, if you are coming to the hospital for a procedure, if you are coming to the hospital for surgery. You need to have that list of medications with you. And that's for your safety, so that we make sure that we are giving you the appropriate medications while you're in the hospital, and that we're communicating together, because you will be in different departments, and we have to be asking you every single time you go from one department to another, tell me about your medications, do you have a list with you? And this is for your safety, so that we're not making any errors with the medications that are prescribed for you.
Yeah, and you never know when you're going to, I mean, you might be there for some emergency, and a lot of times, you know, it's a difficult situation. You got to have that list with you, because it's sometimes difficult to think about what the list is because you're hurting.
And just make sure a family member knows where your list of medications are. So if you do need to come through the emergency room, then a family member can get that information for the medical providers.
All right. Is it usually on a little card? It's usually on just a little card you can put in your wallet or in your purse or whatever, right?
Yeah, or just write it out on a piece of paper and always keep it updated. If you have a medication change, make sure that's the first thing you're doing, is changing that and keeping it current. Because there are so many medications now that come in so many different varieties and doses that we can make an error if you give us the inappropriate information. And a lot of individuals keep that list on the refrigerator at home. So they're constantly looking at it, and then they remember to update it if they have a change in their prescription.
All right. We'll take a quick break. Be right back.
For years of professional service,
All right.
you can trust Intralinks.
Marilyn, you're up.
Solutions to get your small or medium business computer system up and running. Computer viruses and overpaying for virus protection can cause headaches for your small business. Let Intralinks keep you protected with Trend Micro's line of virus protection software. Call Intralinks today at 632-6590. For weekly tips and other information, you can friend them on Facebook by visiting intralinks.net/Facebook.
Back on News Extra, talking about the importance of having a list of your medications with you at all times, in case just when you go to the doctor, if there's an emergency and you have to go to the hospital, whatever. Always important to have that list of medications with you. And Marilyn Stoddard is a nurse over at the hospital, and again, she's the discharge nurse for critical care. And you're going to talk about what happens when we've talked about what you should do at home to make sure you get the list, what you should do when you go to the hospital, the importance of having it there when you go. You're going to talk about what happens when you're leaving, right?
Right. When you go home, the doctor looks at all the medications you've been taking in the hospital and compares it to the list that you had at home that you brought to the hospital with you, and then decides what dosages or what medications they want you to take. So my job is then to talk to them about what the dosages is, when the next dose is due, and how much you're supposed to take. And then so I answer any questions that they have and try. The doctor has discontinued one of the medications they've been before, then we say the doctor no longer wants you to take this, but he wants you to take this one here. Or if he changes the dosages. That's one important thing to add to Nancy and Kim is make sure you know what the dosage is, not just the medications, because many medicines come in many different dosages,
Right.
like 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, 50. And so it's important to know what that exact is for your safety so that we can give it to you in the hospital. And then for your safety when you get home, you should probably go through your medicines and discard the ones that you don't use anymore so that you're not taking some that they have discontinued, because some of them may be similar in action, and if you're taking both of them, you could get quite sick from that. So it's best to keep your most current, up-to-date medicines that you fill or that you take every morning. And then when you go to your doctor, take that list with you so that they know what you sent home with you on what medications, what dosages, and it is. When you do get home, if you have any questions at all, you can call your pharmacist where you get your medicines, or you can call your physician and have him answer the questions. When we do send them home, we do send a copy of what the medicine is, how to take it, what the side effects are. So if you ever have any questions, you can ask the nurse in the hospital, the physician, or the pharmacist. There's multiple people. That's why we have, as a safety check, more than one person doing things so that they're all accurate. And if you find any discrepancies in between one or the other, then we need to get it clarified before you go home.
All right, very good. All right, ladies. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Anything else we should cover other than what you've said? I think we pretty much took care of it. And again, very important to have that list of medications. And as Marilyn said, make sure you have that dosage on there, because it doesn't really help you a lot if you don't have the dosage there. And they're going to ask you about that when you're at the hospital or any doctor appointment. So make sure you have that with you. Thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Dan.